Hey, WokeNFree Nation. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hey, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 300th episode of WokeNFree. Woohoo!
Nice.
Yes, if you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week we are discussing... drum roll, how to attract the life you want. But before we dive deep into this very meaningful subject and conversation, a couple of things to go over. First, are you listening to this episode from going to WokeNFree.com? If so, yay! But if you went to the website, the other thing that you want to do is make sure you download the episode through the Podbean app. And why do you want to do this? Because only through the app are you able to put in your comments. And of all the episodes, of course, the 300th episode, you'd want to be able to share your thoughts, especially around what attraction means for you, and from the perspective of the law of attraction, as well as how it's shown up and whether you believe in this or not, whether it's been true, all of that stuff. We want to hear it all. So please do that. Now, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you cannot download another app, like the Podbean app, that's really sad, actually, but that's okay. You still can support the show by going to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then you can pick the platform where you're going to follow and subscribe to the show. So we're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world where most podcasts are consumed. You will find the show. Also, on WokeNFree.com, through the Podbean app, you're able to click to subscribe to follow the show through Podbean. So make sure you do that. And then on social, we'd love for you to follow us and join in our social media conversations that we have on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then lastly, how is this show feeding into your life? If you've been listening all the way since the beginning, we would love a review, specifically 5-star reviews. Joking. We want to hear how the show is feeding into your life. So again, how do you do that? Best place to do that is to go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you're going to review the show. Now, I'm going to kick it to you, Khalil.
I just wanted to say, either you were joking or you must have been smoking, because that kind of thing is not what people want to do.
Give 5-star reviews?
I mean, they want to give the review that they think's appropriate.
Which is 5-star reviews.
But that's only for certain podcasts. You can get that.
Like WokeNFree?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm just trying to state.
I understand. No, people do give less than 5-star reviews on things. And if that's what it's got to be, that's what we got to be. We got to keep it WokeNFree. We got to keep it honest. So yes, I concur with that notation for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's, before starting this conversation, share a little bit about ourselves. This week, we are asking, would you rather text only in GIFs or emojis?
Oh, okay. I would say, historically, for me, I'm better with GIFs because I think that they're more dynamic, and I don't know, they make me laugh a lot more. Emojis are fun, but I really like the GIFs. There's something special about it, like a fun GIF.
Yeah, that's true. This one's a tough one for me, because if I think practically, I think the emojis, they're more likely to go through regardless of like what phone you have, kind of thing. Because sometimes those gifts they don't load, or you can sometimes have technical gift difficulties. But the other thing with gifts that is better than emojis is they can have words on it, so they actually say what's going on. Right?
Yes.
The emojis you could use as much as you want, and nobody knows what you're saying. So
like watermelon, house. Like smile,
you can put a flag up.
It could be very confusing. Yeah,
and there's different like moon faces on there, so it's I don't know what they mean. I like using them. I'm not sure what the purpose of them is, but I like to use those in the emojis. But if I really want to, if I can only communicate in one form, and if they work regardless, I would go with the GIFs because the GIFs have text in it, so you could search for a GIF that shows a happy face. You can even search for a gift that shows manifesting what you want or attracting what you want, right?
Yes, you can.
You can find those type of stuff so you can really get your point across. Mm-hmm. And speaking of, manifesting or attracting what you want in your life, how do you attract the life you want?
How wonderfully sloppy did we arrive to this statement or this question? But
really? It was a little smooth though. It was kind of like a smooth ice. No, like a smooth ice cream hill.
Gross.
You wouldn't want to use that, I guess. Like, you wouldn't want to be on a hill made of ice cream.
No, thank you.
Doesn't sound like fun. Some people that'd be a dreamland for them. No. For you, you're like, nah.
I'd rather eat my ice cream. I don't want to slide down it and no. Yeah, no.
You could eat it if you wanted to while you're sliding.
Gross. So ultimately, to answer this question, thank you for asking it.
Sure.
This speaks to practicing the law of attraction. And if you haven't listened to our 145th episode around what is the law of attraction, what is it real, all of that good jazz, you're going to want to click on WokeNFree.com, and in the episode notes here for this episode, we included the link for it, so you want to check that out as well, and then come back and listen to this. But once you have listened to that, then I think that provides more context for people who are maybe new to the space of law of attraction. And so how do you attract the life you want? It's going to come down to the following. It's going to come down to, first, like, what are the beliefs you have in your mind? And the things you say as well as the things you think are deeply meaningful here. It's going to come down to having clarity on what are those things that you really want. What are the things that you feel would be a value add into your life? It's going to come down to also alignment, saying you want something, but if there isn't alignment within the choices you're making in your life with the wants and desires you have, you're not going to be able to attract and kind of vibe and be on the right vibes to get what you want in life. And then you have to be willing to ask for it, right? Ask and ye shall receive. That's a biblical phrase, but it's also very much tethered within the law of attraction. You have to be willing to ask for what you want. Again, internally and externally when you ask out loud. And then a lot of people miss this with law of attraction. They just think it lives within the space of belief, and then all of a sudden, woohoo, like the life genie gives it to you. Nope. You have to put in the work to make that dream, that want, that desire a reality, no matter what it is. If you said you want to find a horse, a unicorn, anything that you want, that is
you said physical. You said unicorn.
I know.
Okay.
Let me go with it. Yeah, because maybe it's a horse with a stuck-on unicorn thing. Depends on how you interpret things. But at the end of the day, you've got to put in the work to make your dreams a reality. Law of attraction is more than just belief. It is action and belief and alignment and clarity with all of that you need to move forward with. And then surrounding the people around you with making sure that those people around you are supportive, believe in your dreams, are willing to champion you as you pursue your goals is really critical. People surrounding yourself with naysayers are going to be distractors and also get in the way of you having that clarity that I mentioned you needed. You're going to want to eliminate distractions, reduce obstacles. That's the hardest part. Most people struggle with that because you could work or you could watch a TV show. You could work or you could, go out to dinner. You could work or you get more sleep. It's, there's a lot of ways where we don't achieve.
But what if you want to hang out with friends?
Ding, ding, ding,
post-COVID.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Because you were denied that.
Of course. There's a lot of things you could be doing, but at the end of the day, how more important is it for you? Is it important to spend the next 6 months isolating yourself, really focusing, doubling down on your dreams? Or do you want to continue to live as is and somehow magically what you want is going to happen? Hardly likely to occur. And then lastly, you have to be determined that determination is completely unwavering. You have to do this as if you don't do this, you literally can't breathe. So those are some thoughts that I have on law of attraction and kind of attracting the life you want. How about you?
I think that if you follow these few things that I spout off, this will help people with manifesting the life that they want. Okay. So just to reiterate, the first point is what you've already talked about, but just to reiterate is you need to speak what you want. Always do that. And the second point is, this is helpful because people don't realize, it's kind of important though, is don't use the words, I don't want. Don't say that. The negation. Yeah. That don't, that's not, you don't want to think about things that you don't want. Because then you're actually attracting that to your life. You're giving that power.
You're giving it life.
Yeah, so you just think about the thing, you focus on the things you want. So you don't say, I don't want to feel pain. So if you say that, then you're opening those doors. You're okay with it. So don't use that. You just want to be healthy, right? That's what you can say instead. I want to be healthy. The next thing is that you got to understand that even though you're doing this, you're making the life you want, there are ebbs and flows. There's ups and downs in life. So it's not just, calm waters going ahead with everything. It's, you'll have tough times, but this is actually a part of human existence is what I feel, is that humans have that, they like the contrast in life. Like, we don't want to admit it, but we can't just have it just completely straightforward. We're agents of chaos. That's what we like. Yeah. That's how life came to be, from chaos. So it makes sense. It's not out of the ordinary. And I'd say the last thing is that you should actually remain calm when things happen differently than you expect. Don't get all disconcerted because the things that you've been thinking on didn't happen. Like, you lost the lotto because you thought you were going to win that. I mean, you got to let that go. Just because you didn't win doesn't mean you'll never win, or maybe, you'll make money through some other means. You sometimes have to just let things roll off you. You don't get so stuck up on things and make it ruin your day. So try to stay calm and not be just hypersensitive is a thing to keep in mind. Focus on the lesson that needs to be learned from whatever the situation is, as opposed to diving into the space of why is this happening and all of that victim type of mentality. Yeah. But just things don't always play out how you want it, of course. Just be ready, just go with it and keep on going, because there was a reason that it happened. There was something you may have needed to learn from that. So clearly, keep that in mind. Yeah, that's a really good important point. And now, do most people believe they can actually attract the life they want, or is this just some pipe dream? Interesting. Yeah. So this is a really interesting question, because when doing some research, thank you very much, Google. No problem. There is an article that I found on shaneco.com that speaks through manifestation perceptions and preferences. And they say the following: everyone approaches manifestations differently. 52% of Americans believe in the power it holds, and only 28% actively practice bringing something tangible into their lives through attraction. The states that speak to this or have people practicing this more include Vermont. 65% may believe in speaking it into existence the most, but actions speak louder than thoughts. Georgia practiced manifestation the most, with 46% of respondents noting they actively practice manifestation. And then the practice preference vary by 3 sets of states' perception of the law of attraction are tied. So Michigan and Colorado tied with 64%, while Alabama, Arizona, Georgia, and Texas trailed right behind with 62%. And then Connecticut, Florida, Massachusetts, Mississippi, and Rhode Island had the lowest tied percentage at 47.1%. And then what's this the percentage for? This is for the state's perception of the law of attraction. And so perception, and I mean, mean, in a good way or a bad way?
So you can see more on the website. I'll include these images that I saw on this website around how they viewed it and in what spaces, like, to just add a little bit more. There also is differentiator around the age groups of who is believing in this. So, for instance, do all generations view the law of attraction the same? No. So, according to this website, baby boomers don't believe in manifesting, but younger generations do. And thanks to social media, nearly 4 in 10 people, so 39.1%, learned about manifestation online, and nearly 1 in 3 people, 33.4%, said they viewed manifestation TikToks. 30% said that they appear on their For You page. 37% of men said they learned about it through social media, while 71% said they have not. And
what's the For You page? Is that a TikTok thing?
Yeah, on TikTok, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then even more, 41% women said the same. And then there's different types of manifestations. So some do it, like, you can think through it through, like, vision boards or other types of methodology. So to add more clarity of it, essentially, there are, to answer the question, that Americans, at least from the U.S. perspective, there are some of us who do believe in it. There's some of us who are practicing
it's it. It's like half and half,
then
though?
It changes per state. It changes on how they manifest and, like, what's driving the manifestations.
The generation.
Yeah, the generational thing. How did they learn about it? And then what each of them are focusing on. So are they doing it through positive affirmations? Are they doing it through scripting, vision board, meditation, visualization, or other methods? And then, what were some things that they actually did actualize in their life? And
oh wow, they actually they said what they brought into their life too. That's funny.
So there's a lot here on this survey, I guess, that this website shared and their respondents responded to. So again, just to confirm, this is not going to be speaking to all hundreds of millions of people speaking in America. I think it's a small sample size, but nonetheless, it's still an interesting viewpoint or glimpse into, like, manifestation as according to some Americans answering the survey.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the exact source, but I saw that it was kind of half and half in terms of people believing it and not. Like, some people that just kind of jumped on it as a craze, the manifesting your life or your destiny, and it's kind of like a new self-help thing that people are going towards. Definitely. Is that I'm going to manifest what I want, and there's a lot of people that are failing at it actually, and just they end up quitting because they don't take the time to keep with it. So,
because some people want it as an immediate result. They think it's a genie, and it's not a genie in the bottle situation.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if everybody's. I don't think everybody's down with it. Yeah,
for sure. I think people need more understanding of it.
Not everybody, because if you don't have the patience, then to you it doesn't work, and it's a nice joke, right? To say you can manifest something, they're like, it's
or to your earlier point, what if you manifest it, but it doesn't show up as you thought it was going to show up?
And then that too, that's the problem. You don't get what you want, so
because maybe they affirm the negative, right? And then
and then they wonder why
I wanted to be healthy, and now I'm sick, and it's like, well,
well, they would, because the problem is they would have said, I don't want to be sick, and they said, I never wanted to be sick, but I am sick. Well, that's what you manifested, right? So that's the thing. If that's what you said, all you were thinking about was not being sick in the ways that you could become sick. That's not really helpful. Like, don't.
And that's hard, though. And also because it gets really challenging when people, especially with the, safety, right? So for folks who, for instance, and this is a hard topic, for people who are assaulted, right? And it's like, I didn't want this, but it's like,
it's a tough topic. That's a tough thing to handle,
because
right?
it's like, most
you don't
people
want to victim blame, though.
That, and absolutely,
you never want to say the victim did it. So the thing is, you got to think about too.
There are things in life that happen that have purpose in your life,
purpose,
and that is outside of the scope of what you're manifesting for yourself.
The thing I bring up, I mean, it's a different practice. It has to do with manifestation. Is that some people have some strong wills, right? So they can actually, they can overpower what you were trying to actually have happening. So it's not like you're just this one will living in a in its own little bubble. It's all these wills that are competing. That's so sometimes something else could be greater. A greater force can take over. And even if you weren't willing it, I mean, there was something even stronger.
You weren't focusing your energy on it, and or it wasn't.
You're just leaving it to the ether, right?
And then someone
else can pick that up. So
that's true. That's a really good point.
So that's the way I think of it.
That's how I think I would agree with that.
Instead of saying like
stuff like that.
Yeah, instead of saying like, "Oh, I made every bad and good thing." I know that
that creates a victim blame.
Yeah, so I know like you'll look at certain people, not people, but I guess beliefs, and they would say, "Yeah, it's all caused by you," but there's some nuances to why things happen,
and that speaks to like especially like assaults or challenges that happen with children, right? Yeah, because they are so innocent. And they haven't even learned language yet. So of course they haven't even started their manifestation journey. So
so they haven't started that.
But a human adult absolutely can overwill and overpower over that child. So similar to other types of atrocities that are happening in the world. And with that, I mean, I guess what would you say are the biggest obstacles people are facing when attracting the life that they want for themselves?
I mean, I think it might be what we discussed in our previous episode, the 145th episode on the law of attraction, that you can think positive and everything will just come to you. You don't have to do anything. You sit there and it's just magical. You just lay back in your chair and say, you know what? This is going to happen for me.
This feels really good right now.
And all you do is sit there and you wait, and then you wait for, 100 days and nothing happens.
Woo,
and you realize that you have to change your diaper even. You can't just stay there the whole time. But I'm just saying, if you literally just say, I'm going to manifest it, I don't have to do anything. That's not going to work, right?
Change your diaper.
Yeah, see, because you put a diaper on because you said, I'm manifesting it. I won't even need to use the bathroom.
Gross.
See?
Yeah.
But that's not how it's going to work.
Not that people need to wear diapers. This idea of you bringing that up is gross.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Everything, yes. We all have different situations in life.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is somebody who's doing this because they don't want to actually do the work. That's the thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just saying.
I know. I just
like, it has nothing,
But the idea that people sit and there are people who just sit, and just think that the world is going to open up to them and just funnel all these great blessings. It's like, to me, that seems very upsetting.
But either way, you shouldn't sit in the diaper for
an extended period.
Yeah, like that's not, it doesn't matter who you are. That's not actually good for your skin. It doesn't matter. Literally.
Problems
that is like a health issue. You have to change it. You have to change it either way. All right. And then another thing is just being around people who don't believe in you, and they always tell you how you're going to fail. That's not going to really be helpful on this journey. So some people can deal with it. Like, I mean, I was reading this Michael Jordan book, and his family, they didn't. Some of his they didn't really think too much of him actually making it. And then I think this was in his high school years because he was too small and he didn't really have that aptitude, they thought, to play basketball really well. And then the next year he grew and he was ready, So you never know what can happen, but don't trust the people around you to support you because, they may not, right?
Especially your biological family. That's why choosing family, to me, I always put energy towards that because just because you're biologically related to someone doesn't mean that person is automatically going to support or champion you. They might be your enemy.
They could laugh at your dreams, right?
I've recently experienced
that. That's what happens. Because you tell them things and they're just thinking, oh, you're just being funny. But no, that was a serious thing.
Yeah, that's not funny to laugh at someone's
Please don't take that for a joke. I mean, I'm really going for this. But people are going to do that, so that's what makes it tough to keep with it, is if you constantly have that badgering, you're like, well, maybe they're right. You question yourself. So that's kind of tough. And then I think people can get caught up with the manifesting your destiny too, because there's a lot of people that tell you things you need to do to manifest it, and sometimes these things aren't even necessary. So I found this article by Vox, and they listed things that people do to manifest their destiny. And the first one was writing down desires 33 times for 3 days straight. I mean, you don't have to necessarily do that.
Oh, interesting.
That's a specific thing that they said to do. You don't have to do that, but...
That's a new one. Haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing is that some people they were saying on social media, they said that you have to connect to the spirit world first before you can manifest your destiny. This is a real thing.
Through a medium, or
I didn't get the details. I didn't go that deep into it.
To the spirit world.
If you're not connected to the spirit world, you can't manifest your destiny. That's what some people claim on social media. Isn't that interesting?
That's interesting, huh?
And then the last thing was that using angel numbers sent from the universe will help you manifest your destiny.
People are playing too many games online. They're playing too many games.
Because you know what? I don't know if this is true. I'm just taking a guess. I bet you the barrier to getting those angel numbers is signing up for a course. Yes, but you have to sign up.
Or completing a course. You have to sign up. Yeah, subscription model. That's you can't manifest your dreams unless you pay $59.95 to Miss Cleo. Whatever.
See, I mean
that's so frustrating though, because that's why people view this as a joke though, because that literally makes no sense.
People do
you
that.
You cannot get your dreams unless you connect with the spirit world, or you write something down 1,000,000 times. That's foolishness.
But see how people take it? They make good things bad.
Yeah, that's so frustrating to me, because for someone who really believes in this, I would hate for someone to see this and then they just
a cash grab, basically. Yeah. They make it a cash grab, and that's off-putting.
Someone. That's horrible.
They are. They're scamming people, and then people are like, "Well, I'm never doing this again because I got scammed."
That is not nice at all.
Yeah. So, and then just the last issue that people face is, I think, consuming content that doesn't align with what you want.
That part.
Be that books or TV shows.
Yep.
Because some of the TV shows. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I should have, yeah.
Yep.
So that will definitely get you in the wrong spot. So these are things to keep in mind. When you want to actually manifest your destiny and you want it to work, maybe you're gonna have to just change a few things up in your life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then be really clear on why you want what you're doing. Not just because you see a bunch of videos around, say women with, perfect derrieres, meaning oh, now I want that. No, maybe that's just your For You page of TikTok, and that doesn't, just because you see something constantly doesn't mean that that's what you should want or that's what you should have. I mean, bravo to women who are working on them and feeling good about themselves, but how do you want to look? How do you, that is separate and apart from how the world is doing what it's doing or whatever trends are going on anatomically with people. It is what it is. So I would say that I saw something on sandraspoint.com, which talks through 10 different reasons why people have 10 common obstacles when it comes to manifestations. To share a couple of them, people have limiting beliefs, meaning, to kind of what's your point, if you don't believe in what you want, or you're surrounded by people who will tell you can't do it, that could be getting in the way. You mentioned this already.
Or you could say what was that thing? I'm pragmatic or something.
Or you
could use that.
Pragmatism as a way to justify why you don't believe in yourself. Then
you can't do something is because I'm pragmatic. Keeps you warm
at night, I guess, because you're not going to have your dream. So hold on tight to that, I guess.
Being pragmatic didn't create the first automobile.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things. If you're pragmatic, when it happens,
didn't he do the test 10,000 times or something before the light bulb thing happened?
Yeah. I think I read that article.
Life is about literally doing 1,000,000 shots, and on that 1,000,000th shot is when stuff pops off for you. So please know that, you're going to manifest and you're going to work at this, and it's going to take time. It's, it's a 20-year overnight success. That's the journey of life. So much of us see the end result and we assume that, this just popped off. But no, absolutely not. The time it takes for you to actually achieve your goals and for you to get in front of the people you need to get in front of takes time. Please be patient. Also, you're dealing with, say, obstacles that get in the way of you being able to manifest and not sticking through it. What if you're afraid to lose what you want? Fear is a horrible space to fuel manifestation, because that's coming out of desperation, and you're more likely to hone in on that negation of what you want and then, or don't want, and then you're going to put that into the universe, and then again, it's creating outcomes and things that you didn't want for yourself. So there's that. Being worried about the how, that's a space that's always been hard for me as a manifestor, because because I love to control everything in my life, the how it happens has been a question I've always had to try to suppress, because you're always like, well, I want this to happen, so how's it going to happen? You don't need to worry about the how, right? You just need to say yes, and the how will manifest and figure out a lot as you go along the way. Don't worry about how the process is going to be. The process will be what it is
But because that's scary. It's like,
of course,
how do I get from one continent to another?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna build the boat while I'm in the water.
I know. Well, not necessarily, but you have to first say yes. Where do you want to travel? What are all the different places you're going to travel to? And then you can get to building the boat, right? But the how you're going to do it is going to come down the road. You don't have to know the how initially. And people get so caught up on the how is it going to happen first, when it's like that's doing the most. And then also not really being present is another reason, like living in the past. So all of your past failures, quote unquote, all your past mistakes, all your past obstacles is kind of dominating your mind for the present. And that's not helpful. What's in the past is in the past. Leave it behind you. Where are you in the here and now? What are you trying to achieve? And how can you take one foot and put it in front of the next to keep on moving? And, there's more points, but I think those were the top obstacles that people need to think about.
Okay. Those are definitely good points.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It is scenario time. Scenario 1. Sun-Yi has been idling through life for 444 months. She has an okay job, okay home, and okay spouse.
Wow.
She thinks it is time for a change. While on a popular social media platform, she came across an ad that shows a person drinking a liquid and being transported to a place surrounded by solid gold bars. Should she click on the ad to kickstart her life-changing aspirations?
You're foolish. I can't even. The information you come up with for this. You are completely foolish. She saw an ad where someone transported to the metaverse.
Nice.
And is wondering how to get there herself. Where she should buy her headset.
Is that where that occurs?
I don't know. I'm not on there.
Oh, okay. I mean,
you're on there. You tell me.
Nice. I mean, that's a possibility, but why does that have to be metaverse? Why can't that be the real life?
There is significance between 3/4. It's there.
Yeah,
444 months. What is that significance?
That's an angel number.
And you would know this how, Khalil?
From the article.
Oh.
It was in there. I didn't pay the money to learn that. Or I don't even know how they found that out, but either way, that's one of them.
That's an angel number?
Yeah.
444, interesting.
The 3 4s, and then 4 1s is another one that was in the article.
Interesting.
I'm not sure exactly. I didn't go into detail on that because that's just hilarious to me, but yeah.
We're going to have to do an episode on top 10 scams that we come across in the world. That would be phenomenal. This is blowing my mind right now, actually.
It is, right?
This is really wild.
I've never even heard of this angel numbers thing.
This is really wild.
It's amazing, though.
Okay. So, the fact that she's living an okay job, has an okay home and an okay spouse, seems to me from that language that she is content but not satisfied with her life. And if you find yourself in a situation where you have the things and the people and whatever ... fill in the blank, but it's not, I guess if it's not making you feel alive, if it's not making you feel exhilarated and joyful to be here, then I do think that is a sign for change. However, I'm a little bit weary around some ad that is showing transportation of people from place to place, because to me, my mind goes, unfortunately, to a space of thinking this is a scam. You're going to lose all the money in your bank account. This is a bad situation. That's where my mind goes.
It doesn't go to wow, I can really make things happen.
I'm from New York originally. I really struggle with trust always, and I don't. Well, I personally don't believe you should trust things. I think you always have to be somewhat skeptical or curious to find out kind of what's going on. And so I don't think she should trust this ad or pursue this ad, but I do think she should sit down with self and get a little bit more reflective around what does a great job, what does a great home, what does a great spouse look like, and then try to figure out how to get from okay to great and work on that with herself and whoever can champion her in her life. But I would avoid this ad.
Okay. I mean, I sort of agree with you, but in terms of don't click on the ad, definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
But here's what I would do, because I would think you should do some research and find out what is this liquid that's making people go places that they've never been before. Do some research. Look at the labeling, see if you can see any text on there. and maybe do like a reverse image search. You can use Google or Bing, whichever is your preference.
Hey,
I don't want to give. Everybody. There's a lot of search engines.
Do what you need, yeah.
So you use a search engine of your choice, but look for maybe this drink might be a thing. What if this was made by Dr. Sebi? I don't know. What if it's, you never know. What if it's a real thing?
Real thing.
Yeah, it might not be. There's a great chance it's not. 90% chance that this is
99%
fake.
99% chance.
That this, because, I mean, why do you have to be surrounded by the gold bars though?
And why is it a Facebook ad, right? Like, it's super specific. Like,
you said Facebook. I just said it was a popular social media platform.
Most of our ads are on Facebook.
Okay, I don't know. What about a TikTok ad though?
Could be a TikTok ad.
See, so you didn't even go towards that.
Could have been.
That's a thing, see? But technically, yeah, it's a social media ad, so how much weight is behind that social media ad?
To me, there just seems intentionality behind the scam. Like, not that all ads on social media are scams, but what I'm saying is that you are going to, you're trying to, so businesses put ads out on social media, which I 1,000% support, but this type of ad seems scammy. So that's just to put that, clarify that for folks.
Because I've seen
there are great ads on social media,
but I've seen
challenging ads.
Yeah, I've seen ads where they show somebody, they're
like
just
doing something
life.
magical.
But and then they show them they're like they're in a Lamborghini and they jump into their other Lamborghini,
something fabulous. And it's
then they get into their jet and they're like,
really
I used to be like you, They say that kind of stuff.
It seems scammy. They're not, like I said, I'm for businesses advertising.
That's too much.
Like, I hope you check out our ads when we have some ads out there. And we have had ads. So
are we going to have ads like that where we're going to jump off our private jet and say,
no, we're not going to. That is not really happening.
Makes no sense.
Even if we had that in our life, I wouldn't want to purport that in an ad. That to me, I don't want to make people feel bad about whatever. Like, because those things make people feel bad. It doesn't make people feel good. It makes people feel like they live with deficiency, and then all they're doing is chasing this liquid gold to transform themselves and become Wendy in Wonderland, and it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to be careful of ads like this. Definitely, it's a red flag for sure.
For sure.
Scenario 2. Lisa Lore really wants a life where people live carefree with no threat of death from one another. She really despises war and wants to do whatever it takes to prevent wars from occurring. Do you think she can attract the life she wants?
By speaking to the war god?
The god of war.
Maybe play the game.
She picks up but she doesn't. What she does is she picks up the box and she just talks to it.
Oh wow!
Because she thinks that it's a real god.
That is how some people view law of attraction. That's it.
Well, there you go, right?
Very unfortunate.
So she never plays the game. She just speaks to the cover.
What a missed opportunity
to make sure. It's a missed on many levels.
I struggle with this as well. I think human life is precious, and because there's just so many beautiful souls in this world that I've met, that I have in my life, and I pray for the safety of all, and it hurts to see, especially like what's no one's even really talking about, like Russia and Ukraine anymore, right? And it's like, that's still a thing.
That's not on the mainstream.
There's still like war and war torn countries and spaces, and America is still in engagement, and that is not so positive across the world, right? Like, there's so many things that are violent every single day. There's death every single day. So I feel her on her desire to live a life without war. Unfortunately, is that a reality you can attract? That's a hard question. I would say yes, because I think anything is possible. But to your earlier point around other willpower, other people's power and wishes overpowering your own, I think that's the issue. That, like, me and this fictional person may want to live in a world without war, but our wishes are being overpowered by the masses of people who are warmongers in this country. There are people in this world, really, that crave violence. That we did a whole TikTok around that with our late and great cat that said, "Mother, I crave violence." There are people who crave violence and death. And those people, whoever they are definitely overpowering the masses. Because that's, I think, why for the folks who are like, I'm a hippie and I want peace and love, is not winning the war. So, yes, she can try, but unfortunately, it's going to take a societal lift and change to be able to, for us to really have that reality come true.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this one, when it comes to war even, is that unfortunately, I know war is, it's violent and it takes a lot of lives, but there's a lot of technological advancements that have come from war. I mean, GPS is not, that wasn't developed for fun. Internet, that was all for war, right? So there's many things we can name that came from war.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, so maybe innovation breeds from violence. And so
and what I would say is just on a, I forgot the exact way to call it, but on kind of like a young society, like, humans haven't been around that long. Not very we're in the like early stage. I'm just saying we're in the early stages of like, I guess, like technological development. I'm saying. Gotcha. So maybe during this early stage, you have to war is the way to get to it. But once you get more advanced, you don't need war anymore. Maybe you can actually just compete on it without having to take lives.
When the robots take over.
Because just think about the aliens. They're not having wars every day. I mean, I know they have Star Wars.
I love how casually you just dropped that too. As if you're just like in the know-how, just having casual lunch with aliens.
Yeah,
to be able to speak on them so casually.
Yeah, what's his name? James the other day.
James the other day.
Yeah, James was talking to me the other day. Pray for you, I'm just saying though. They're looking at us like, well, you're babies, so of course babies fight all the time.
Exactly.
Right? That's what humans are. So you can't be so hard on humans for having war because they're babies. They're young.
That part.
They're younglings.
Okay.
Right. So the thing is, like you said, I mean, and I said it before, is that willpower. So she's trying to attract the life she wants of non-war, but there's people that they crave the war, and then there's people that stand to profit off of war too. They like the money. Like there's so many different things that come from
guns,
war.
Right? Gun ownership and all of that.
Similar to that, there's profits to be made. So, and then the people say the dollar has power, and yes, for a lot of people it does. Right? People give it the power, and they want it, and that's what's going to be important to them. So
people say I crave violence.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be for a while until humans grow up. I don't know if it takes 5 million years. I'm not sure, but I can't put a number on it.
We're no longer here.
Yeah, or if you don't figure it out, then we're gone.
Someone else takes over, and then there you go.
Yeah, or if you have to be trained by alien species. I mean, you never know. If they have to come and tell you this is how it's done.
Planet of the Apes really happened and the apes take over. That could be fun.
They would be just the same as us, and they would kill themselves.
As in the films it was presented.
There would be no animals left. Yes. Everything would be wiped out except for like the
cockroaches, the flies.
Just the simpler animals.
And
they
sharks,
could stay around.
Live forever, so yeah.
Really? Oh.
Not forever, but aren't they one of the oldest dinosaurs too? Because haven't sharks existed?
I don't know if they're technically a dinosaur though.
Okay.
Like this, I don't think
the
current day shark, but they've been around during the dinosaur age though. But I don't know if they're technically dinosaurs. Yeah, they're old species. So maybe they'll be around. I don't know. I can't say. Scenario 3. Kashama has a large extended family, but dreads seeing them because a fight always seems to ensue. She doesn't want the large gatherings to end, but would like to see family without any hostility for once. Do you think she can attract the life she wants?
Well, that's an interesting question since I, have certain perspective on family engagement. So I would say yes, I do think that's a possibility, but it sounds like there's some boundaries that need to be set amongst these people that she is related to. And she needs to set out clear boundaries for everyone in advance of the meeting and let it be known that these are the rules that we're following. So I don't know what the fights ensue from. Is it from like talking about sports? Is it about talking about food? Is it about talking about religion? Is it, there's certain driving points for why people have strife with each other. So you're going to want to have that clarity and understanding how to why do we keep having these fights break out, and then put boundaries in place to make sure that people are speaking to each other, treating each other, and, not going into certain subjects if that would allow for more calm engagement. And then also just make sure she enjoys that experience with the family, because it's like, oh, it seems sad if this ends. Well, is it sad, or are you sad? Or maybe you don't need to be there. I don't know.
You're trying to end the gathering.
I'm saying that she doesn't need to be there. They can do whatever they feel like they're doing, but do you need to be there? You know what I mean? Again, and that's because of my narrative on my family.
Well,
I have a bias around biological family because, like I said, the people who have claimed to love and adore me the most are the people who also don't believe in me and don't support me. And so, like, I challenge this ideology around, like, family is everything you need. I think chosen family is everything you need. And that may include biological family or not. It's your choice. But I think that people show up how you want them to show up and how you need them to show up and will also orient in a way for the best of you and vice versa. And if they don't, then you don't need to spend time with them. So,
but didn't Vin Diesel say it best? Family's everything.
Yeah, so I would be totally fine with the Fast 10 or whatever. Yeah, like that, or Fast 11. Where are we at? Fast 10?
Yeah.
Fast 10 family. They seem cool. I'd love to have Vin in my life as a family member. He seems fascinating.
As long as you can choose your family.
Chosen family is everything. That's what I think.
The blood ones, though, it's like...
Blood family can be a part of your chosen family. And there are people, there are blood family members that I associate with that are, I would consider a part of my chosen family. But as a whole, I don't just map out saying everyone I'm related to is my peeps. Nope, absolutely not.
But do you think you can manifest that?
Manifest.
To make them your peeps. Manifest your blood family to be your peeps, or is it too late?
I mean, I don't put energy behind that because I don't value that above other things in my life. So for me, I don't. But is it a possibility? Absolutely. It's always, you know my answer to that. It's always going to be yes.
Well,
but
we're not going to, again,
long as it's
the certain roads we can't travel.
Exactly. Because it blows your mind.
Because there needs to be an whole episode on that. It could be just...
Did we speak to possibility already? I thought we spoke to that. No, we need another... Well, we haven't talked about it this year, at least. But
I think it was. I don't think it was specific on your statement that anything is possible. And just a whole episode around that.
Audrey Hepburn said.
I don't think we had episodes.
So I loved Audrey. She was fantastic. So in the world, a word impossible is possible. So possibility is always possible.
But you can make like a logical fallacy. So
but I told you, it's within the reality for what you want it to be. It's circular. It's very circular.
Exactly.
And it's super frustrating.
But then it's not possible. Then.
Exactly, because it's not in your reality.
Yeah, you made it impossible. So
it may be in someone else's reality.
See, that's why it's
and
never
you just need
to
learn to be an observer and just keep with it.
Yeah,
what's your answer?
My answer is that I agree with you that she actually can make this happen because it's this. In this case, it is possible. This is not something that's out of the ordinary. Or I don't think there's so many forces that are wanting your family to actually explode when they see each other. That's most likely not what's happening. There's just some people that are having some conflict and they don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to properly speak to each other.
Boundaries aren't in place.
Yeah, there might not be boundaries, but also people just might not know how to speak to each other. Right? They might.
Ding dong.
They might just be speaking and then setting somebody off because you didn't use.
But that happens very easily when you have large groups of people.
Yeah, it's more likely to happen, right? There's going to be an argument.
Too many different personality types,
and people aren't going to speak how they want to.
We're not. Is there drugs or alcohol present?
Well, you're not going into that if you're
a whole other thing.
Yeah, if you're not in the right mindset, that can do it too.
Which is a whole thing.
But I do think you can actually work through this if you really wanted to.
But I'm saying, like, of all the things to put energy in your life, that's what you want to put. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, if family is everything for you, then you're going to do that. Because what if her family's taking care of her 10 children, so maybe she needs that.
You're so flagrant too, though. What? You're a mess.
Come on. That's why she likes seeing them. It's like, it's a good break.
You're a liar.
I'm the one lying.
You're lying on this fictional character.
I'm lying just because she had quintuplets 2 times. I don't know. Come on. I don't control what people do in the scenarios. They make the choice themselves.
So this is not family. You're talking about her nannies? You're talking about your nannies are not getting along?
Her nannies are her aunties? All her aunties
I know, that's
nannies.
Right.
It's an extended family. Everybody has 30 siblings. I don't know.
Ugh.
I mean, it's possible. I forgot what's the most that a woman has ever given birth to.
Is it 99 babies or something?
Is it that high? Are you sure? I thought it was
Maybe
more
less?
like... Yeah, I thought it was more
46
like,
or something? No.
Yeah, like in the 50s max or something.
Maybe. I don't know. The
52
whole idea
or something.
Sorry, grosses
99 would be...
too much.
99 would be amazing, though, if that was real.
Me out
I mean, it should be gross.
It's just too much.
What I would want to know is...
one child is literally like...
What happens to your body, though, after like 30 kids? That grosses you out.
It's too much. Not because the children are beautiful, but I feel so bad for women and the sacrifice that we make to have them. Like,
and I'll just tell you one thing. I don't know if people realize, but humans are not rabbits.
And what?
Did you know that? Humans aren't rabbits.
I know I'm not a rabbit.
Yeah, but I'm saying rabbits, they go bunny crazy. They can have lots of the litter. They do those. They have.
Yeah, but they don't live as long as us.
They're big on that.
Though.
I know. Maybe
and
that's
aren't
why.
they just eating carrots? And
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Humans aren't rabbits.
Okay. Life is hard, and we are not bunnies.
Yeah, see, bunnies can make lots of offspring, and that's just what they do. Humans doing it, though, is not...
It's too much.
It's not necessarily the natural.
And again, just so for the audience gets to knows me a little bit better, I say the word gross all the time. I don't
I
use it in a very broad term, like it's
that's too funny to me.
Just like, most things are gross.
Yeah, you use it. That's hard for me to use it.
I use it for the things that are actually really disgusting, and then also just like, I don't want to do that.
Things you dislike?
Gross. Yeah, like it's gross.
You could dislike something and it's be gross.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. Yeah.
So that's so interesting. Something could be slimy and pudgy.
Like that's gross. And then also just
insects can be gross.
Turning on right when I want to go left, gross. I like to just use language how I feel. Like,
okay,
it's gross. I don't want to.
That's just too much.
Just because it tickles you so much, and it gives me such immense joy.
Did you know I'm a legendary wordsmith? So
no, you're just a literalist.
I don't want that to.
Yeah, you're like, what? What's gross? It's
I don't want the misuse of the words.
Gross. Turning on the wrong channel. Gross.
So the misuse of the words, it's really mind-blowing.
It's super frustrating, and so the only thing that I have to then be mindful of then is just making sure that when speaking to people with all different backgrounds to be more inclusive.
Could it be offensive, right?
Well, it can be offensive, also confusing. For people who don't, English isn't their first language, that can be very challenging because they're trying to understand what people are saying.
Yeah, they don't know.
And then people have different nuances, like as if, like different tonation changes that you say to things. It can get really funny. But with that, any last thoughts on this scenario, or just attracting what people want out of life?
Yeah, you can manifest your life on your own. You don't need a miracle worker to teach you this stuff. Don't get caught up on the method. Just do what works for you.
Love that. And my last words of wisdom would be, listen to this episode as many times as it takes to make you laugh and to make you practice the law of attraction in a way that's meaningful for you. And please, please, please do believe that it's a possibility, it's a reality for you. Be willing to put in the work, but make it happen and tell us about it as you go through the journey. Now, we are at that time again. It's coming to the end of our 300th episode of WokeNFree. Really trying to connect with cats in the spirit world?
Connect to the 300th episode.
Hey, the 300 cats that heard you after you did that.
That was the power of 3, though.
Okay, charmed one.
That's what counts.
This was quite the episode discussing how to attract the life you want. Now, Khalil, what do folks need to do now?
They need to come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you would like to share a topic that you think we should cover, definitely hit us up on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. And again, on social, definitely, as you look at those fun ads, definitely check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest and LinkedIn at WokenFree. And then for all sponsorship or collaboration queries, again, best place to hit us up is our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Till next time.
Happy manifesting.